You know what they say, don't like the weather in Michigan? Just wait 5 minutes. But the last thing you want is to suddenly want your air conditioner and find out it doesn't work. Plan ahead. Schedule a preventative maintenance check from ProTech Heating and Cooling. Simple cleaning, lubrication, and inspection can lower your energy bills and extend the lifespan of your unit. West Michigan has been trusting ProTech Heating and Cooling for over 20 years. Call to schedule your appointment today. Online at protechgr.com.
Shop Todd Wenzel Chevrolet during our Memorial Day sales event happening all month long. Get 0.9% APR financing or these great lease offers when you trade up to a new Chevy. Lease a new Trailblazer for only $199 a month, or lease an Equinox LT for only $269 a month, or lease a Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT for only $189 a month. Don't miss these great lease offers during our Memorial Day sales event. Shop all month long at Ted Wenzel Chevrolet off I-196 in Hudsonville, or visit ToddWenzelChevrolet.com.
It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
Wife and I are headed down to the Sunshine State, the city
Colorado.
that never sleeps, the Big Apple itself. Head down to Orlando, Florida, Steve.
We're going to be in Orlando, Florida at the same time.
Are you serious?
We're going to be there. You said you're going to be there, what, the
First to the 5th.
We're going to be there from the 3rd to the 5th.
Hey!
Hey, look at that.
You want to hang out?
And Steve.
And then I've got to mention that we've got the Wheel of Goo coming up on the morning show on Wednesday, where we'll
That's a
spin
great bit. Great bit,
where
by
we'll
the way.
spin a wheel, and one of us will have
Get gooed.
to touch some goo.
I mean, what else would the Wheel of Goo be?
Right.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
It's a quality bit. Wheel of Goo.
You know, I'm glad you're mentioning it, Steve, because as I told you before, I don't listen to the side gig.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of the production.
Right, which every time you mention that, seems like a not-so-subtle dig in my direction.
I don't know why you'd think that. What's your title over there?
Executive producer.
Ah. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
What is executive about what you do?
I got the corner office, company car.
Got the
I'm
windows.
an executive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you've got the expense credit card. Take the hot shots out for lunch when they're in town.
Yeah, whenever the bigwigs, they come to town, or the people that were trying to wine and dine, woo them a little bit.
Yeah. So if you were to add a baby monkey to the feces flinging crew,
Yeah.
would that then be associate producer or junior executive producer?
I don't know. I've never been hung up on titles at all.
What's higher? What is producer higher or lower than executive producer?
I would think it would be lower.
Because you don't have that executive in front?
Yeah. The executive is what makes it a big deal, I guess.
I don't want to.
Like I said, though, it's been 12 years, and in that
you haven't asked for a promotion.
I've never cared about what my title was.
Yeah.
And even when I started, they were like, "Well, what do you want your title to be?" I'm like, "I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I know what my responsibilities are, and I take care of them every day.
Yeah.
And if you're happy with it, and I'm happy with it, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I need the approval of like 4 people, and as long as those 4 people are happy, I don't care what anyone else thinks or says."
Here's what I'd like to see you do.
Okay. All right. So
I'd like to see you.
am I gonna switch it up a bit? Am I gonna shake things up?
I'd like to see you send an email right now while we're recording,
All right.
and it's to all the monkeys,
Let me pull up.
or well, I guess not all the monkeys. The monkeys who pay you.
Dear monkeys.
Yeah.
What is the subject of this? My title?
Responsibilities and in the future, because I think that really makes it.
Oh, responsibilities.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is a click on immediately.
Oh, no
email.
question, because the first thing, if they leave the yacht or if they have Wi-Fi on the yacht and they see that.
Oh, they do. There's plenty. the Wi-Fi blankets that whole yacht.
That's an immediate click, and that'll be on the poll. Does any email with the words "your future" warrant an immediate click?
I think, and it does an email titled responsibilities and the future warrant an immediate click.
Yes, yeah. And I'd like to see you bring up, hey, after 12 years, I think it's time I change my title. And it's instead of executive producer, because again, we don't even know what the executive means, right?
I'm typing up our show notes right now, so when you look at the rundown before you listen to the podcast, and you say, "Oh, what are the guys chatting about this week? What are they cutting it up about?" The first bullet point is Steve's future with the side gig. That should get a click or two.
Yeah, maybe from one of them.
Yeah. No. That won't happen. You hearing a buzzing, by the way?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. And I'd like to see you really shoot after 12 years for that senior in front of executive producer.
Maybe a senior vice president of executive production.
Maybe add a title. So maybe you have two rows. So you have executive producer and then something else, whether it's, senior programming manager. What do you think about that?
Boy.
You like that addition?
Yeah, the old SPM.
Do you think is this something they'd go for if you mentioned it without, the merits of a raise? Do you think a title change would be okay in their eyes?
I think if I said to them, look, I want to change my title, don't worry, you don't have to pay me anymore, they'd say, you can call yourself whatever you want. There would be no argument there.
So I guess how do we weasel this in with a raise? No, I don't know about extra responsibilities. That's not the point. I think we really just shoot for that.
If anything, the higher I get up the chain,
the
less responsibilities I'm looking for. Because I've earned my way to the top now.
As you've said before, plenty of times, you won't, just like Greg Meskel, who won't shut up about the 5 Olympics he's been to, you don't shut up about how you were in the trenches.
Down in the trenches.
Like, you're the guy, the World War I grunts who were literally in trenches, and Steve is the way all of those documentaries should go.
I don't.
The next documentary about trenches should be titled that. Those World War I guys and Steve. So
yeah, I'm in full support of this.
So the new goal is new title, raise, less responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we type this out? Because I want to see this happen. I want a closed-door meeting. But again, I don't want all the monkeys. I only want the monkeys that pay you, because I really think if you exclude the monkeys that aren't paying you, it really creates a nice divide on that team. Some real...
Oh, yeah.
Because then they're both going to be like, well, it's not my place, but I kind of want to know what's going on in that... You always want to know what's going on in a closed-door meeting.
Anytime you're not a part of it.
Yes.
Even if you know it has nothing to do with you, you still want to know, well, if it doesn't have anything to do with me, then why aren't I in there?
Yeah. Like, are they talking about me? Is this something going around me?
Yeah.
Like, the closed-door meeting is of lore.
It's a power move. It's a real power move.
Yeah.
If you have subordinates in the room and you really want to throw them for a loop, you point to one of the, 3, say there's 5 people in the room. You point to 2 of the 5 and you say, hey, come with me. We got to have a CDM. Closed door meeting, obviously. You make sure that there is dissension amongst the troops at all times.
You really want to create at least a small enough. Now, this is what the framework for all teams is: a real divide.
And you say small, I say make that divide as big as possible.
Like a real crack in the framework type of thing.
You make sure, make it so obvious that when you walk in the morning, again, going back to the scenario where there's 5 people in the room, you say to somebody, how'd my favorite employee do this weekend?
Yeah.
Huh? What'd my favorite employee get into this weekend? You make sure that they know that there is a hierarchy.
Oh, I love it because then you've got skepticism among everybody who's not pulling in like the big bucks.
Yeah.
You've got a little anger because obviously there's a noted difference between a closed door meeting and an open door meeting. Because an open door meeting, you can go on in, if you ask me. I don't think it matters the subject matter. If you don't know what it is, you can wander on in. They didn't close the door for a reason.
Exactly.
So mosey on in.
Heck, they're basically asking for your opinion. If that door's open.
Right. There might as well be a suggestion box in person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, come on in. Let us know what you think about what we're doing here. And have a seat. But if that door's closed, it's the air of mystery.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, if you're part of the closed door meeting and there are people outside that are not part of the closed door meeting, you make it a point to turn around and look at them. Make eye contact with them through that office window as much as possible so they know that you're talking about them.
Oh. Yeah, because it's got to be hush-hush, and then nobody talks about it. But then again, like it's always kind of talked about, like in circles,
Well,
right?
I mean, at some point you have to be walking through the office and you look at the person that was in the CDM with you and you say, hey, remember what we talked about? And then just kind of scan the room with your eyes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Say it loud enough.
Loud enough.
That everybody
loud
else
enough
can hear it.
Yeah. God, we got to run an office.
We really do. We'd have such a good team of everybody who hates each other and nobody who talks to each other. That's my dream. Dream office.
Our turnover would be rampant. We would have new employees every 2 weeks because nobody would be able to handle it.
My dream office is where nobody likes anybody else and nobody talks to anybody else.
How's that going? I mean, we haven't talked about this in a while. You've been part of Corporate Kyle's been
back in
Mr. Corporate for a year now.
Yeah.
Create and divide.
Well,
making sure people keep their distance from you.
I was out of the office for, I think 7 months with my boo-boo.
Mm-hmm.
Sent me home before the surgery. Didn't go back until June. So at this point, it's really just trying to get back into cleaning up the riffraff. Because
trying to reestablish your seniority.
You let the scum run free for that long. You don't just get rid of that scum with, a little lime away. You got to get in there with a bristle brush.
Yeah.
And you've really got to
grinder.
Yes.
Knock that rust off.
No question. You know all about it, Steve. You've been sitting out there on the Manchi.
Yeah.
That's what we call it. And
we do, yeah.
You call it the Manchi?
Yeah. Hashtag Manchi Monday. You post a picture of the Comanche.
Christ almighty, I wish I didn't ask. Like, of all the items, I didn't want to know or think was real.
I don't
calling it the Manchi and saying it's Manchi Mondays.
God, I don't understand why you get so mad at something that brings someone else joy.
I don't know that it's the fact that it brings you joy.
No, it is. It's because you don't like it.
It's your cult of weirdos who follow you around and they wave and they're all Looney Tunes and I can't wave because I'm a jerk because I'm only driving a normal car.
Let's be honest. You would not be waving anyway.
Of all the things about Jeeps that I don't want, the waving is at the top of that list.
It's at the top of my list too.
But you still do it, don't you?
I'm not a fan of the wave.
You still do it?
I will not initiate the wave.
So you're reciprocating the. So who's the bigger Jeep?
If someone
jerk?
goes out, I just don't notice. Like if I pass by a Jeep, I'm sure I pass by 100 of them a day, but I don't notice it. I'm not driving and like scanning the horizon for other Jeeps to wave at.
Yeah.
So if I happen to see somebody with their arm out the window at the last minute, I may give them like the 2 fingers up on the steering wheel.
Oh wow. The dismissive Jeep wave.
No, that's the Jeep wave. That is
the 2 fingers from the wheel.
Yeah, like holding onto the wheel. Kind of.
My interpretation
like
was that you take off your Jeep sunglasses and then remove your Jeep branded leather gloves.
Oh, that would. I mean, that's a lot to happen in a short period of time.
Sorry, I'm putting that one on the poll. Who's the bigger Jeep jerk? The wave initiator or the guy who refuses to wave?
Oh, boy.
I guess I should put that guy who refuses to start the wave, like the wave first.
Yeah. I don't. I'm sure there have been times where I've initiated. but I don't.
Because Harley people do this too.
Practice.
And I don't know who I like.
Oh, they
less.
do they do their wave is down low though.
Yeah,
it's almost like they're doing a low 5.
I don't know why, but I feel like that's like similar to what white supremacists do, right? With
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Well, no, but it's like they hide the circle thing, and then it's like a Harley, like, hey, down low, right.
I think that the Harley one is cooler. Inherently,
you do.
Well, I think that riding a Harley is inherently cool. Driving a Jeep it's not like there's nothing. It's not cool, but there's nothing cool about it. It's just another vehicle.
Yeah,
I think that I don't know, like it's like that lore of the badass Harley rider.
Sure, and that's the thing. It's the lore when in actuality, it's usually guys in their 50s and 60s with their wives on the back.
It's a lawyer
with their trunks full of
the saddlebags,
medicine, and extra clothes. Well, I'll need my back pill for when we get to lunch out on the lake shore.
Yeah, and I need my high blood pressure meds. It's going to be a long weekend.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. The lore of the cool Harley rider for me is totally non-existent anymore.
Well, yeah, I think that in reality, most people riding Harleys aren't like, Sons of Anarchy type guys.
Right.
But I don't know. I still think it's cooler. And it's cooler than driving a Jeep. It's cooler than driving a Camry. It's cooler than, whatever.
I think the group who all think driving Harleys makes them part of the club is as cool as the scooter people. Because
watch it.
Well, do you still have those patches that a listener sent?
I do.
That we were going to get ironed on to a denim jacket, I believe, at some point, or a denim sleeveless jacket.
Yeah, I have the patches. I still think I should do that because I think that would be great to hang up in the studio.
Yeah.
Showing that, I was once part of the Scoot Brigade.
Yeah. Like in memoriam for your scoot time.
Yeah. Those were beautiful patches too.
They're very nice.
They easily cost a lot of money.
They were very nice. Back to that, I want to follow up on the idea of you becoming the senior programming manager, the SPM.
Yeah.
In addition to getting maybe senior on that executive producer title.
Yeah.
How do you think that would go? Like, again, in addition to a raise, because, you guys are in a stasis, right? But I think you have the opportunity to walk in, pull the pin on the old frag grenade, lob it in, and say, I can't believe since I've been here, you've hired 2 new people to be, hosts in the studio, yet I'm still stuck behind that stupid wall. Are you still in the your own office?
Yeah. I've been in the main studio for a little.
You're in the main studio?
For about 3 years.
That didn't come with a raise, huh?
No.
Oh. Just another reason, huh?
Actually took a pay cut.
Yeah. Might be another reason, huh? Bring this up.
I got stock options, though.
You guys publicly traded? Where can I short you when this thing goes belly up? Just actively, but like every week, I'm now super curious about how the radio show's going.
Yeah,
but not for your success. Just hoping one of you goes full racist on or something, or gets caught on a hot mic, so I can then short my stock options and make money on your inevitable demise.
Can I do that too? Being a stockholder,
would that be insider trading?
Oh boy,
could you make yourself money by going full blown racist on a hot mic that you can claim I didn't know?
I mean.
It doesn't have to be racist because I feel like in terms of reasons to get fired from radio, I think direct misogyny would be a lot better for you in your career than direct racism.
Yeah, that's true.
Because direct misogyny, you could pivot and become one of those far-right people on one of, the RPB or the OANN, and you could have your own show where you talk about how you were canceled for just saying what everybody's thinking.
Yeah, I'm just a tell it like it is guy.
Yeah, that would be your new response. Boy, Steve, I mean, I don't know that we should talk about this stock option manipulation openly on this podcast.
Probably not.
But I'm pretty comfortable that nobody in your 5-block radius is part of the SEC, so I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, to the 6 of you listening, keep it quiet and I'll cut you in.
I'll put that on the poll though too. What's a better reason for Steve to be fired? Direct misogyny or direct racism?
No.
And then C will be both.
I'd rather not. I'd rather that not be a poll.
What if I leave your name out of it?
Nope. No. Why don't we just keep that off?
What is the best reason to be fired from radio? So what options then?
Nah. Nope. Trying to fly below the radar. If you post that, I'm going to delete it.
Misogyny, racism. We can throw some homophobia in there.
No. Why don't we just not? Why don't we just not do that? That would be ideal.
Do you think, though, been in radio a long time, Steve?
Almost 20 years.
Really?
Yeah. 2002. Fall of 2002.
You think there's a big celebration planned?
I most certainly do not. I mean, that's overall. That's since I started my fledgling career. I guess it would be November of 2002 was when I got my first part-time radio job. So yeah, because your anniversary would be the first time you got paid, in my mind, the first day you got paid for working in radio. I still remember getting that paycheck and looking at it and being like, this is amazing. I'm getting paid to do this.
Yeah, right. I mean, you didn't realize that, 19 years from now, you would have those dreams and happiness that you experienced. You would have crushed dozens, if not hundreds, of those same feelings on your new radio gig.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I still remember exactly where I was. I remember opening up the paycheck. Like, I had just gotten my first office mailbox at the radio station.
Man, there was something, even I, Steve, had an office mailbox.
Isn't that amazing?
Who's going to send me anything? I was a part-time board operator when I ran the best of for you guys.
They put the garbage in there. That was where the, to whom it may concern.
I somehow still got spam mail. Like the inter-office mailbox.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember going into the radio station. It was a Saturday morning. I went into board op Health Matters with Dr. Michael Glynn and Dr. Thomas de Blasio.
Oh, Michael.
We've tried. It doesn't exist.
Oh, the program is done?
Oh my God, the program was done. I bet, let's see, that was 19 years ago. I bet that program was done 18 and a half years ago.
Boy, there's a lot of Michael Glynns. What was the other guy? What was the other Yahoo's name?
Thomas de Blasio, I believe.
Maybe he's related to, you said this was in Jersey, right? Mm-hmm. Or New York?
Yeah.
Related to the mayor?
Oh, could be. Could be.
We can get him on. Be our big get.
Boy, that was, they were both very, very nice guys.
He is still a family practice physician in Oakhurst, New Jersey.
Let's
no picture handy, but also not very good on the Google reviews. People not a big fan of Thomas de Blasio.
2.3, not great.
Let's see if maybe we want to get him on, but it seems like he's probably
He was always they were both always very nice to me.
So were you were board opping them face to face? Like they were in the studio with you on the other side of the glass?
Yep. Yeah, they were in the studio. They did just two local doctors. They did a show about, health-related issues. Talked about, heart issues or muscular issues or whatever. And always just really, really wanting people to call in. And
never getting calls?
No one ever called in.
Because if you have a medical issue and you're calling into a radio program, you're doing it backwards.
It was the lowest of the low-power AM radio stations. You couldn't get the show 5 miles from the tower.
Boy, some of these reviews they seem very New Jersey. This is from...
Put on your best jersey and read it.
This is from user Joey's Left Nut.
That could be his name.
And this is a 1-star review. I told the doctor my wrist is in severe pain, and his solution was to explain ergonomics to me instead of setting me up for an x-ray. Turns out I have severe carpal tunnel. Come here if you want Google answers rather than actual care and something to be done.
Okay.
The next 1-star review is from the Cornmaster.
Hey, that sounds like a character we'd make up.
Terrible establishment. He told my laboratory results. Oh, hang on. Where did that go? He told my laboratory results After 6.5 months, it turned out my potassium was 6.7, and my heart went Scooby-Doo-a-boo-shoo.
What exactly does that mean?
You have to ask the corn master. And I had to go to emergency room and receive dialysis. Go here if you wish to lose your fingers and toes.
Wow.
The next
I'm
one.
on ZocDoc.com.
Yeah, how's he shaping up there?
5-star rating. 57 reviews.
Another 1-star review. These are all like 8 to 10 months. I wonder if he's having if De Blasio's having a rough go of it.
There he is. That's him right there. I'm looking at yep.
This guy brought me into his office and told me my wrist pain is from playing ping pong and that I should use my feet instead. I can't reach that far with my feet. Help, please.
That can't be.
These are your fellows. These are the people, Steve, that when you post anything, you get this guy, Dogman or Cornmaster.
Or Joey's left
Joey's left nut. These are your people who go, yeah, Jersey, stand up!
Hey, Jersey strong, you know. We went through Sandy.
Jersey guys just know! Another 1-star review from somebody named Hickhouse.
Hickhouse? Okay, what is
this
Hickhouse?
One's actually proper grammar. Something about 3 months ago. Blood work, still haven't gotten them back. How could a medical establishment take 3 months to send blood results? Well, you figure you wait a week and call them back. But, what do I know? I'm no doctor. I'm no Tommy DeBlas. That's how he would have to come back, right? You can't have, medical hour with Dr. Thomas de Blasio. No, now it's got to be...
Tommy DeBlas.
Yeah. Get your questions in now. 1-888-ASK-DOC. We got Tommy DeBlas on the line. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, Tommy, we've got rapid-fire questions coming up. Joey's left nut, you're on the air.
Hang now, what do I do?
Shave it off. Cornmaster, you're on.
Got a headache that won't go away. What do I do?
Do you think... Now, I don't know that I would reach out. Do you think we can get Tommy DeBlas or what was it? The other guy was...
Michael Glynn.
Michael Glynn?
Yeah.
Get either of them guys on? Ask them if they remember this radio show.
Why you would want to.
I'm assuming they're very entertaining, and it would go as expected.
Yeah, these are the guys. This is what's referred to as brokered radio, and it's when they weren't being paid to do that radio show.
Okay,
they were paying to do that radio show.
Okay, because it gets their practice out there,
right.
So it gets their So it's
they
essentially paid advertising.
They had a block of time on Saturday mornings. I think it was from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. So they paid. I have no idea how much it was, but say for conversation, they paid $500 for that hour. For that 1 hour, it was basically a commercial for their practices. They could then sell advertising, their own advertising within that. So if they paid $500 for it, they could turn around and find a client. So they had a vitamin distributor.
Right.
They could charge that vitamin distributor, hey, we'll play your commercial 3 times every hour. You pay us $500. So they could end up breaking even or making money off of it.
So you're just the radio station was just selling space.
Basically. Yeah.
Is that something does that still happen?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Do you think
we could get on?
Think any of the local ones would do that?
I got a lead on something. I could probably get us on.
I mean, listen, radio's dying. It's been dying for years,
but if they put us on, that could be just the shot in the arm that the old radio
I just think you and I could be out there being account executives, selling ads to the Steve and Kyle hour. Oof. Oh, I kind of like that. Steve and Kyle hour. Huh. And you and I would go on there. We'd do our hijinks for an hour. We play the zippy zaps on the soundboard. And
I think we could do it. I really do. I seriously do.
I would be very curious now, I wonder because if the company, the building you work in, wouldn't allow, there's no way.
Oh, I'll go across the street.
Would you be allowed? Have you done through the minutia of your contract?
My contract does not have any form of non-compete.
So,
but a non-compete is defined as like once you leave one job. I don't think
While simultaneously,
it's like a simultaneous compete.
And also,
has anyone ever tried that? Because I'm just the guy to
non-compete while I'm still here.
Yeah, we're calling it the simultaneous. Yeah, hey, look, next contract, I don't want any simultaneous compete.
Yeah. I think what's funny is that the idea of a non-compete is you can't go make money while this is still playing out.
Yeah.
But what about losing money? Because that's what we're known to do.
Yeah.
Can we go lose money across the street for the Steve and Kyle hour? Because there's no way we're making a profit off of that. We're just getting our voices onto different airwaves.
You never know. We could find an advertiser, I'm sure. I'm sure that there's one business out there that would pay $50 a week to have us play their commercial 2 times.
But I kind of like the idea of you plugging the Steve and Kyle hour, which is being, aired across the street on a rival station during your main show. Whether it's wearing a shirt or having, on a whiteboard behind your head, tune into the Steve and Kyle hour.
Yeah, I'll set up a green screen behind me.
I really like this idea. I know we've talked about it in the past. This is how the billboard campaign was formed.
Yeah.
It was, how do we get our face on a billboard? And next thing you know, a year later, there we are in Van Wert, Ohio, our big faces on a billboard. I've long thought about how much do radio ad spots cost, but I think that's level one. We're leveling up here with the idea of
brokered radio.
Yeah. Listen, I'll travel for it. If we've got to go to...
So we do this once a week, but we drive to, like, Lansing or something.
Yeah. But we got, like, a professional studio.
Yeah.
Do we have to bring along our own, producer? Did you get paid from Dr. Glenn and Dr. Tommy DeBlas, or were you paid by the station?
I got paid by the radio station.
So I'm assuming the station...
rolled that into...
Yes, that was the cost. So, they paid $1,000 a month, but they got, green behind the ear, wet behind the ear,
yeah,
Steve.
Exactly. I think I got like $10 an hour, maybe.
And it was so you're there a couple hours. So for the radio station,
I'd be there, I'd clock in for 2 hours.
Yeah, because you can't really sell that because not everybody coming in for brokered radio, especially in the case of Tommy DeBlas and Dr. Glenn. I don't know why I won't give Tommy DeBlas the doctor title, but I feel like Tommy DeBlas and Dr. Glenn's a good radio show. I feel like that's the one guy making fart noises while the other one's trying to give sound medical advice.
I can't tell you how serious these two were. As they should be. They were giving medical advice.
Well, it's medical advice.
They were very, very by the book, but, I mean, had no clue what they were doing when it came to hosting a radio show.
Sure.
So they had, I believe it was 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. they were on.
Prime time.
On Saturday mornings, low-power AM station. So... on that station, most of the programming on that radio station was fed from a satellite. So it was like at the top of the hour at 8 a.m. exactly was like 1 minute of ABC network news, and then it would play a commercial, and then it would go back into whatever the station format was, the regular programming. Like it was oldies at the time.
That still happens. I mean, the music machine used to be satellite fed.
Yeah. So, but what a lot of people may not realize is that is timed out to the second. So that has to. So at 7:59, when their show had 1 minute left, I would fire a bed, like similar to what we did.
Yep.
Like, all right, well, thank you for joining us on Health Matters today.
Telling Tommy and Dr. Glenn. Wrap it up.
Time to get out.
Yeah.
So
enough talk about bunions.
So that would play for exactly 1 minute, and at the end of that minute, I would then rejoin like I said, the ABC News.
So top of 8 o'clock, you're syncing up to the second, so you can hear whatever newsman is coming in with ABC News Radio.
So at 7:59, I fire that bed to let them know you got 1 minute.
Yep.
Wrap it up. So if they wrap it up early, no problem. I just keep the bed up until exactly 8 o'clock, and then the news starts. It was always Dr. Glenn would say, well, thank you for joining us this week. Next week, we're going to have this, 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 and this. And he was really good at talking up to like 7:59, 55 or so.
He'd start to get like... He'd been practicing. He knew the outro monologue.
He knew that he couldn't go past 8 o'clock.
Very nice.
So he'd talk until 7:59, 55, and he'd say, well, thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week. And then without fail, every single week, Dr. de Blasio would jump in and try to add one more thing in the 4 seconds, and he'd say, yes, I thank you for joining us, and we really appreciate.
You think there was some tension?
A little bit.
You think because
Got to be the last one to talk.
Because that's the thing. It's this last word kind of syndrome.
Yeah, like he wrapped it up perfectly. You don't need to.
Yeah. But Tommy just did not like feeling. That's typical de Blas too. Guy just couldn't feel like he was being left out. Just hated it. Dr. Glenn's getting all the limelight. Tommy de Blas with the backward hat and the, where everybody. Dr. Glenn had the doctor's coat, buttoned up.
Yeah.
De Blas
obviously.
Yeah, de Blas has got the open jacket with an AC/DC shirt on underneath.
Boy, what a wormhole we just went into.
Well, yeah, we're talking your 20th anniversary, though.
Yeah.
And personally,
That's right.
I mean, I don't know where it goes in terms of our listeners.
Well,
I'm fascinated by radio tales and stories. I love them. I could listen to them and swap them for eternity. I'm fascinated. And I know for a fact anytime we talk, your side gig, more people are generally interested in what we're doing anyway.
Sure.
Just because they think we're going to, unveil some big news about the radio show here.
Speaking of which, next week, major bombshell about the side gig.
You're not going to believe this one.
Can you believe they did what they did?
You thought you knew these guys 5 years ago. Click here to find out what they're doing now. It's now like a BuzzFeed article, but audio.
Yeah, the big 2-0, big 20 years coming up.
That's a big
just
one.
over a year.
I mean,
I'm not. 20 years, technically, yes, I've been getting paid, but I consider it the following year was when I got. That was my first full-time radio show.
I think November next year, 2022.
Do we do a party?
I'm not interested. This isn't
I
radio.
was kind of hoping you were going to throw me the party.
This isn't radio. What am I throwing? I mean, have the
Just as a tip of the cap.
Have the yacht riding monkeys do something for you. Get you a cake or something. I think at 6 a.m., whatever long-winded, self-indulgent intro over there plays.
Mm-hmm.
No offense. The mics get cracked open, and like 6:02, you rip off your jacket. Like, happy 20th anniversary, Steve. You blast like 3 party poppers. And it works now because, again, you're in the studio. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You pop like 3 of them. Everybody's like, what the hell are you doing? And you say, congratulations, Steve.
No, I pop the party poppers, but then I just say, thank you. Couldn't be said enough. I appreciate it. Thank you. And then
they all stare at you blankly.
It's my 20th anniversary.
I'd really like to see this happen next year.
Set a reminder.
November 20th.
For like late
October. Yeah.
So I can order some party poppers. I mean, I got to be prepared.
Well, yeah, you don't want to order them now. I'm assuming there's gunpowder in those.
Probably.
It would go bad by next year. Next thing you know, you have a devastating radio station accident as man blows off hand with novelty party poppers.
Celebrating his 20th paycheck anniversary.
October 20th, 2022. Set a reminder. Steve, buy party poppers.
For 20th anniversary.
Nope. I would have to figure this out in a year and a half's time.
Somebody set a reminder for the day before that. Did you say October 20th?
October 20th.
Yeah, somebody set a reminder for October 19th to go back and listen to the August 10th episode, 2020 or 2021.
It'll all make sense.
Yeah.
There's no confusion there.
No.
Just like, when last year October came, I'd ask you about a door.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I just got a new door.
I don't know if we have.
Door delivered yesterday.
I don't know where we're at on the time because Katie had mentioned to me, and we have to recap the polls this week. Otherwise, they're going to become like an insurmountable hill next week.
Yeah.
She mentioned, Steve's live. I was like, oh, I've seen you do that occasionally. I've seen you occasionally.
I saw
you'll
she
jump on
watched
if
it.
you're bored. You'll answer some questions, and I'm assuming they're all the same. Most of it's about what happened to so and so, or who's really funny off there.
Right.
And like, do you really hate the chick on the show? Because I'm assuming that's the way your listeners refer to her.
Yeah, the chick.
The chick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You see boobs. Most of the people listen to this. It's not fair. Really lumping everyone into this. Really,
That's pretty fair.
Really
pretty
dumb
fair.
group.
I just realized I never plugged this in, by the way.
You never win on your show. What all the chicks doing? You guys brought in this chick. You're different. You changed.
Yeah, you're soft now. You talk about like panties.
And then in all capital letters, what happened to Joe Stunts?
Show hasn't been the same. And then they pick an arbitrary date that they've come up with. Show hasn't been the same since like October of 2006.
So the last bit I remember laughing at, I still listen every day, by the way, was the time he like punched himself in the nuts. What happened to that type of funny? You guys aren't funny anymore.
Yeah, no edge to you anymore. Sorry, you've grown up, but we have to stay the same.
I'm looking to listen to nut shots. Okay. So can you get back to that? So yeah, I saw Katie mentioned you were live, and I was like, oh, I wonder what he's. So she kind of showed the phone, and it
this was not an entertaining one.
It
at all.
was a mess.
This was a purely informational, what would I call it? Like crowdsourcing of information, because I was up against a clock.
Can I tell you though what my initial thought was when she showed me, and I just saw, I just saw a very quick image on the phone.
I'm assuming you thought that I was working on the studio.
No.
No.
I got so mad at you.
What happened?
Because I was like, that SOB cannot stop undertaking new projects.
Yeah, not really.
But that wasn't the case. So
No,
if you didn't tune in, it's not like this is like an Instagram video you need to go check out and watch for the
I'm surprised I even I had meant to actually, at the end of an Instagram live you can post it or you can just delete it. Yeah, and I meant to. I was like, well, this is not interesting at all.
Right.
But I think out of habit, I just hit save.
People are going to be, like, hey, Steve posted yesterday. Let's watch. Maybe it's a cute video of his daughter. Mm-mm. Maybe it's something with, with Kyle, or maybe it's something about the radio show. Let me tune in.
No.
And what they got, Steve, was...
Help me. I need plumbing advice. This all started because, back in April, we had Town Drunk Rusty come and do a bunch of beautiful painting in our kitchen.
It does not surprise me that drunk buffoon screwed something up in your house.
He didn't. He had nothing to do with this.
I can't believe.
He had nothing to do. I can assure you.
Stumbled in.
Nope. No.
Pint bottle hanging out of his back pocket. And somehow botched your plumbing.
So back then.
God, I love that guy, by the way.
I love Rusty. Rusty's a fantastic person.
Great man.
So he came in and he painted our whole kitchen. At the same time, I put down like new laminate flooring in the kitchen, the little entryway, and into the laundry room. So the entryway and the laundry room have remained exactly the same. Like, we ripped out all the trim, we ripped out the old crappy doors, and just left it. And we had no plans to redo it this summer. We were like, no, we're taking the summer off. Which I've said before. And
I've heard someone taking the year off, which was apparently the most ambitious lie ever.
The year of no projects.
It lasted like 2 weeks.
Building a massive deck. So we haven't done anything with it. And then the other day I thought, well, okay, summer is, the days are waning. I wanted to get in touch with our drywall guy so I could get on his schedule for, I don't know, whenever, sometime in the next month, 2 months. And because I knew he was really busy. So I sent him a text. I said, hey, would you have time to stop by and just give me an estimate? We just need to know what we're dealing with. And he got back to me and he said, yep, no problem. I'll let you know. Then a couple days later, he got back to me and said, hey, are you home tomorrow morning? I can stop by in the morning. It was a day where Annette was here. I said, yep, no problem. So he came out. He did a quick look of it. He gave me an estimate. And then he texted me back. He said, I can come back and do it tomorrow. And I was like, whoa, okay. Because this room, it's a complete mess. There's holes in the walls everywhere. Like, it just needs somebody to go through and patch all the holes, make it look nice. I'm not good at that stuff. So I was like, rather pay you. Go for it. And then I got home from work the other day, like the day before he was going to come and do the work. And I realized, oh, crap, I still got to fix a lot of stuff. I had to, like, take out one of the lights that was installed because the wiring was wrong. The plumbing was all screwed up. And that's when I took to Instagram Live because I didn't know if our plumbing was correct, how it was. And at that point, it's like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Boy, you're
so it's not like I can call up a plumber and be like, hey, can you come out?
Or if you do, you're going to get disgruntled guy who needs the money.
Or I'm going to pay the emergency after hours fee.
Right.
So I'm there. I'm like cutting holes in my drywall to access the pipes behind them, which I guess worked out well because my drywall guy was coming the next day to patch it. But yeah, it was not the most riveting content that I've ever done.
How did it all shake out?
Turned out great. The plumbing ended up being okay. I had to replace a couple little things, but
did you get in there though and realize like, boy, I could knock out a wall and do this or do that?
Nope.
So nothing struck you to change.
No. The only thing now we just have to prime, paint, do some trim, and that's it. Then we'll be good.
Giving you some space because I'm waiting for and then what else you got going? What else you got cooking up there?
I actually had him give me an estimate for the drywall for for APS
for the 4.0.
Yeah,
coming 2020 never.
Do you have weightlifting restrictions still because of your boo-boo?
No.
You are okay.
I'll help you bring all the drywall down the stairs on one condition.
I don't make you cry.
You don't make me weep.
Because that was going to be my next ask. Was
bring drywall down?
I'm going to be picking up some drywall, and I don't know if you remember, things didn't go too well.
Shop Todd Wenzel Chevrolet during our Memorial Day sales event happening all month long. Get 0.9% APR financing or these great lease offers when you trade up to a new Chevy. Lease a new Trailblazer for only $199 a month, or lease an Equinox LT for only $269 a month, or lease a Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT for only $189 a month. Don't miss these great lease offers during our Memorial Day sales event. Shop all month long at Ted Wenzel Chevrolet off I-196 in Hudsonville, or visit ToddWenzelChevrolet.com.
Start your morning with the tastiest McDonald's breakfast trio. A juicy steak, egg, and cheese bagel, a crispy hash brown, and our new delicious chocolate chip frappe. That's your morning, perfectly paired with all the right flavors. And right now, get 20% off any order of $10 or more when you order ahead in the app. Wake up and make the most of your morning with McDonald's breakfast today. Offer valid at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards. Visit McD app for details. 2025 McDonald's.
Think advertising on TikTok isn't for your business? Think again.
We've generated over 100,000 leads, which has converted into over 40,000 sales for our pet insurance policies. My name is Trey Farrow. I am the CEO of Spot Pet Insurance. TikTok's Smart Plus AI-powered automation takes the guesswork out of targeting, bidding, and optimizing creative. If I can advertise on TikTok, you can too.
Drive more leads and scale your business today, only on TikTok. Head over to getstarted.tiktok.com/TikTok ads.